Should you store your A-frame camper in the raised position or should it be lowered? In this episode, I'll show you what I do and reasons why I do it. So let's hop to it. One of the really great things about owning an A-frame camper is that they have the ability to fold down for easy traveling. Once you get to where you are going, it only takes a minute or two to raise the roof and walls, and now you have a comfortable and fairly spacious camper. Naturally, this ability to expand means there are more seals, gaskets, and moving parts than on most other small travel trailers. Having this function means that us A-frame owners have to take a few extra steps to make sure everything is working correctly and our camper is properly maintained. I often get asked, which is the proper way to store an A-frame trailer? Should you leave it set up with the roof and walls deployed, or should you close up the panels and leave it latched and secured? There are different opinions and a few reasons why each could be the correct way. First, I understand that if you have to store your camper in a storage lot, then none of this probably matters. You may not have a choice. You probably have to store it folded. Still, even you folks may want to know which way is better. The things I'll be discussing are applicable to any A-frame camper, whether you have a Flagstaff, A-liner, Chalet, Jayco, Rockwood, or whatever. Also, my camper doesn't have dormers, but everything I talk about can be used on those models that do. Let's start by looking at the camper being stored folded down. This would naturally seem to be the best way, as it was designed to be folded. In this mode, the roof and wall seals are not compressed together, the door is secure, and the camper has a minimum profile against the wind. With the roof lowered, the camper is now less conspicuous and can be more easily hidden on your property. If you are lucky enough to have a large storage building, you may be able to get your folded trailer inside and totally out of the weather. Folding the walls down has some advantages regarding some wear and tear. If you have the walls up, then those surfaces are going to be subjected to weather and sun, which will cause those panels to eventually degrade. So what are the disadvantages? One disadvantage is when in the down position, there is the large foam seal that the top roof compresses to keep water out of the camper. This seal only is about a half-inch thick and it needs to be replaced every few years. If your seal is old, hardened, and cracked like this one, with the roof down there is a really good chance that water will get past it into your camper. If your roof is in the down position, rain can puddle on it. There is a better chance of water finding any small crack in the skylight flanges or leaks in the sealant and joints. And in the case of where you get snow and ice, with the roof down, you can end up with significant weight lying on top of the camper. This can cause the flat panels to possibly sag, which can warp and damage them. So how about it if you store the camper with the roof and the walls up? If you have the camper parked on your property, then you have the convenience of being able to go in and out of it whenever you want, without having to set it up or take it down each time. If you're like me, this is actually a great convenience, as I'm in and out of my camper all the time. In the up position, the roof is, well, it's a roof. The slope allows rain, snow, and ice to run off and not just sit on a flat surface. This helps eliminate possible issues. When in the up position, the springs or torsion bars that are parts of the roof mechanism are in their relaxed state. That is, there is little or no tension on them. When you lower the roof, the springs are now compressed or torqued so they can use their force to help lift the roof. Adding this load to the springs causes them to weaken and eventually they wear out, or more commonly, they break and need to be replaced. If you ever find your A-frame roof suddenly difficult to lift, you probably have a worn or broken spring or two. While in the up position, you can open the skylight and crack the windows, letting air circulate throughout the camper. This keeps the inside temperature better regulated and allows any built-up moisture to ventilate. So what are the disadvantages of leaving your A-frame camper up? Leaving the roof up means your wall and roof seals will be engaged, causing them to compress. Eventually, they will harden and crack and will need to be replaced. It isn't uncommon for the very top roof seals to become stuck to each other, causing them to tear when you try to lower the walls. An A-frame camper with the walls up is very tall and can catch a lot of wind. If you live in a high wind area, this can cause water and debris to be blown through the seals. In severe cases, wall locks can fail, causing panel damage. So store it up or down. It's obvious that I feel the up position is the best way to keep your A-frame stored. Years ago, I had an A-Liner Classic, and the only real water damage I ever had was from storing it with the top down. Since then, the only time I lower my A-frame camper's roof is when I'm working on it or I'm towing it down the road. What if you don't have a choice and have to store it down? There are certain things you can do to help keep your A-frame in good condition. Most of these should be used if you store your camper in either position. At least twice a year, inspect all of the roof joints and skylight caulking. Replace any caulk that looks cracked, dried, or has shrunk. Next, carefully check out the skylights themselves. Are the flanges in good condition or can you see cracks? The acrylic plastic that they make them out of does deteriorate, and over time you will get fine cracks in the skylight itself. Look through the skylight from inside the camper. Can you see cracks in the dome? These tiny cracks can allow quite a bit of water to leak through. If you find any damage, check out my episode on making repairs to your skylights. If the damage is advanced, then you will need to replace it. And yes, I have an episode or two on that too. Go back outside and check the rubber roof seal. The large foam seal needs to be replaced every few years. It's a tedious but very important job. This seal will be getting replaced in an upcoming episode, so now is a great time for me to remind you to subscribe to my channel. Go back inside and lower the walls one at a time. There are lots of seals that need to be inspected here. If you find any damage, tears, or rips, they will need to be repaired or replaced. If the damage is small and repairable, you can use super glue to secure the tear. If it's missing material or larger damage, then it needs to be replaced. Inspect the top seals and make sure they are in good condition and sealed properly. If your model has dormers, check their seals too. Inspect the door seals and make sure they're all in good condition. If the seals look good, then apply a coat of seal dressing to all of them. This will keep them flexible and helps prevent them from sticking. Put dressing on all the seals, including the wall sides, the top lower wall seals, and the door seals. Lower the roof. Block up the top roof panels so you can inspect the top seals. This takes a bit of effort, but do a thorough job. Again, look for damage and repair or replace if necessary. Apply seal dressing to these seals too. Inspect and put dressing on the compartment seals. So what about a cover? If you have to store your camper outside with the top folded down, then a good cover is the best thing you can do to help protect it. It's important to buy a durable one that attaches securely, so don't be cheap. After all, you are protecting a pretty big investment. I hope you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful. Don't forget to high-five the like icon, jingle the bell, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of things in the works, and I don't want you missing out on any of them. Until next time, keep camping.